Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. In this episode, I wanted to cover. I realized after watching the previous episodes that I've recorded the past 2 days, I realized that I didn't even in all the swing trades that I had taken. I'm currently holding. I haven't talked about my stop loss levels or my take profit levels too much. So I wanted to just do a quick run through on those and set my stop loss levels, make sure that we got those clear levels going into the tomorrow's open, so that way there's no question in my mind as to what to do, and I have the levels in my mind so I can execute them, and I'm not stuck thinking about them. And I really want to. I don't like holding swing trades, and then I don't like holding swing trades at all, actually, because it takes away from my concentration in the morning on the pre-market of the stocks that are tradable during the day, and the stocks that are running on earnings or whatever it may be on news, um, just on whatever the reason may be. So I want to concentrate on those stocks more. So me going over my stop loss levels on these open swing trade positions that I do have is going to help. Alright guys, we're going to start off here with the CGC trade. So going back to the daily, we can see that we had this line marked off at 47.50. We can see back in September, October, it reached its high of 59.25. So we can keep that in mind. And we also have this area of resistance right here at $55. So we'll keep this first area resistance in mind, looking forward as if we get a breakout, and we'll look to that area. You could also keep this area in mind. You can see where it's bounced off back in here a couple times, just to be as a first area to take profits. There's no reason if this does break out, there's absolutely no reason to take profits below this line. So this would be my first profit target, if not this profit target. Okay, so with that in mind, we can see that we rejected off this 47.50, came down. We've come back up since then. This is the beginning of January. We've made a strong move up, and we're consolidating over this 47.50. So that is now I can make that 47.50 mark my last line as a stop loss. If it gaps below that, there's absolutely no reason why anyone would hold a long position at all. That's a key level right there, that 47.50 that we're going to be watching. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in here on 5-day. So you can see this is the high of the latest run, and we've been consolidating in an upward trend since then. So we can put a mark here near the highs, and actually, so that that would actually, I want to digress because that would actually be a possible uh, a place for me to cut my contracts early. So I have one call at a strike price of like 54. So if I don't feel like it's going to break out over this key level of resistance where it made its high, I will sell. But if the market is, we got to watch the overall market. So if the overall market's strong and it moves above this level with strength, I will hold my contract. Um, if it drops below this 47.50 levels, I'll stop out and I'll sell. So that's CGC. Let's go ahead and get going on the next one that we have. So U.S. oil, I bought six contracts long here on this big drop on Thursday, and I am currently I added two more right here because it showed strength, and I added to my winning position instead of taking profits. I'm trying to change things up a little bit, and these contracts are really cheap. Uh, the, uh, I spent a total of like $150 or $200 on these contracts. I'm not even gonna go over my wins and how much I'm up on anything or down on anything, guys. I just don't have time, and it's really not important. What's really important is my entries and my exits, and where I'm gonna take profits or where I'm gonna stop out. So entered here, entered here. This is I have a trend line on this red line, and let's just zoom out, and because these contracts are expiring in March, so I do have some time, so we want to be looking at a longer time frame, guys. So so as we said in earlier videos, this blue line of 1120, that is now was resistance, now it's acting as support. So that would be my absolute last stop loss level. If there's under this point, there's absolutely no reason for me to hold. Now if we see, sorry, I'm trying to get the best view for you guys. Now, if we can look at this, let me make this line bigger. Now, if we see this red trend line, this is a tight trend line that I drew, and it's holding well. We could use this, and we could project this out to further, and we could use this going into the future as a tighter stop loss, right, and setter stop. So that's probably what I'll do. For now, I'll let it test. I probably won't put my stop loss here. Um, I'll wait and see if it bounces off this. If it doesn't bounce off this trend line, I'll probably start scaling out, and I'll probably leave a few riding and wait to see if we get a bounce off this. If we don't, I'll sell the rest out. But I'm not trying to hold down for a retest down here and risk a consolidation area. I'm going off this momentum. I want this to keep running. And then let's look at our profit target level. So they don't expire for a couple months. And I'm saying profit target should be in the 1214 to 1220, where we have this resistance area over here where it shot up and came back down. Yeah, I think this would be a good profit target, and my calls are, I have 8 calls at a $12 strike price, so that would put me 20 cents in the money. So I have 8 contracts, and that'd be $20 a contract on top of what I've already made. So that would be good. So that's a good place to look to take profits. I may take a few off depending on the price action coming into the open tomorrow. Alright, let's go over the next trade, which is Nvidia. Alright. Alright guys, so getting into the trade on Nvidia here. So the stock's been beat down. And a little background history, and I didn't really take all this into consideration when I first took this position in this area on the daily chart on Nvidia. But the main reason that this stock has been beaten down so much is because of the Bitcoin craze. This stock has run up with Bitcoin somewhat because Nvidia manufactures chips and processors or something that are used heavily in computers, and they were heavily used to mine bitcoins. So that's the reason it's been beaten down. And nonetheless, okay, guys, I'm not a fundamentals investor or trader. I try to go off base technical analysis, but I do keep in mind some. I try to keep in mind some of the news and stuff that's going on, give you an idea what's happening, but I'm not going to do a bunch of research in NVIDIA's earnings or anything like that. I just, one thing I did, in one of my previous episodes, I put my reasoning behind taking this position after it got down on the fact that and I wasn't very clear, but other earnings in the technology sector, like for Apple and Facebook, have been really good, and they were running the day after that this stock had got down, so I bought at a good point where this stock was actually running up just because of the other stock's earnings. So that's kind of what happened there. So that's why I sit with that. But keeping in mind that this stock is beat down because a lot because of Bitcoin. So I got to keep that in mind. I got to be cautious with that because Bitcoin could still go down a lot further. And yeah, so keep that in mind. So I bought 2 contracts on Wednesday right in here, and they ran up. I sold 1 contract at almost 100. These are 2 uh, long calls with a March expiration at a strike price of $155. So when it moved up the next day, I sold one of them for like an 80 or 90% profit at around 143 or 144. And so I've almost locked. And so I have one still riding. So I've almost locked in. So taking that into consideration, this contract that I have riding is basically free because I've already almost doubled my money on the first one that I had sold because I bought 2 together down here. So I sold one up here, locked in profits. I got one riding. We're going to watch price action at the open and see what happens with this. I got this blue line marked off here. Let me widen that up for you guys so you can see it better. This blue resistance and support level of 140, 160. We got this line. This is a key level marked off after the gap down. On this day, it gapped down and came back up and retested, and we broke through and tested as support and verified as support. So as long as we stay above 141, we should be bullish, and I'm looking for it to set a higher low somewhere before this level and look for it to bounce and keep running, and that'll give me confirmation to hold and look for, and off that I'll judge the price action and the demand of the stock. But for this trade, like all my other trades, I'm really just going to be watching the market, the overall market. For this trade, I'm going to be watching the NASDAQ. Alright, for this, sorry guys, I had to do a little cut and edit in there. On a time constraint here, but so I'm gonna be looking to take profits. I'm looking for, I don't know if I covered this yet, but a lot of times these stocks after they gap down, they'll look to close the gap. So I'm looking at this 160 level as a key level. Like I said before, this I don't want to cut this contract short because I've already locked in profits on it, so I can't really lose on it. I mean, I can lose money, but I can't. It's already paid for with the other contracts, so it's got a 155 strike. So for every, I want to let it get above 155 as possible. So I would likely cut profits at 160. The stock also has earnings coming up in 2 weeks. So I don't think I want to be holding into earnings either, and I don't think they're expected to have good earnings. So I want to cut my loss. I want to get out of the stock before earnings. You don't really ever want to hold into earnings. It's not smart. It's gambling. Yeah, you can make a lot of money. You can also lose a lot of money. So I'll be looking to let this stock ride up to the 160 level. And if it shows resistance there, which I'm sure it will, I'll probably cut out at that level. And we'll judge it. I'm not going to hold it at a sideways consolidation either, but the absolute stop loss is going to be this 141.76 level. So that's NVIDIA, guys. If you've stayed tuned this long, I want to thank you for watching the videos, and I'm going to be posting my trades. I wanted to be able to do my video my trades and and have them going during the day and do all my trades in real time, but I don't. That's going to be in the way. I don't want to get in the way of my trading, so I'm just going to go over my trades at the end of each day.